If only there was a way we can have our memories wiped of that horrible, disappointing MIB2.
It's a mess. Hey, don't even worry about it.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for coming by for another review, this time for Men in Black International, coming out this Friday. This is the fourth installment of the MIB franchise. Before I get started, let me know in the comments below if this is a movie you plan on seeing this weekend. If you've seen the other movies, if this is something you are looking forward to, tell me your thoughts. And don't forget, click on that subscribe button, click on that bell notification to hear any more content from me for your future enjoyment. This is the fourth and somewhat of a spinoff of the continuing MIB franchise. Directed by F. Gary Gray and starring Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson in the lead roles, also starring Liam Neeson, Rebecca Ferguson, Kamal Nanjiani, and Emma Thompson. The movie takes place a few years after Men in Black 3, where London now has a branch of Men in Black. After finding an MIB base in New York, a woman, played by Tessa Thompson, joins them, and the head of the branch, High T, played by Liam Neeson, pairs her up with Agent H, played by Chris Hemsworth. The two secret agents become involved in a series of alien attacks that sends them traveling across the globe. So when it comes to the MIB series, I never saw the third one, so I still gotta watch that. And I saw the other two, and by far the second one I think is the worst. The first one I think is obviously the best. So when I was going into this one, I really didn't have any expectations. I figured I'd just have fun with it and see where it goes, and it kind of surprised me in different ways. First, diving into the good, the obvious one, Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, both great together. We've seen before in the MCU as Thor and Valkyrie. Here they're MIB agents, and they're just as wonderful to watch. Their banter, their chemistry, they're both hilarious. I love how they carry on with comedy, especially Tessa Thompson. I love her even more now after seeing this movie, and I just love how they introduce a female agent into this franchise, at least in the lead role. And I just like the equality about these two characters, because the guy's not fighting over the fact that he's better than the woman and vice versa. No, they both can do the job just as well, and we don't have to see that proven on the screen. As for the supporting cast, you have Emma Thompson and Liam Neeson, two actors that I really love. Emma Thompson was in MIB3, which I didn't see, and just Liam Neeson is just a great actor. I love seeing him in anything, so I'll be biased when I say that I love them both in this movie. And then you have Kamal Nanjiani, who plays the voice of a little alien named Pawnee. He kind of tags along with the two lead agents. He just spurts out jokes here and there. I just thought he was a kind of funny addition to the group. And then you have Rebecca Ferguson, who plays the part of another alien, and I thought her role was kind of minimal. She was only in the movie for 2 scenes, though what she was given, she did a decent job with. I also love how they combine the nostalgia of the first few movies along with having a fresh take on the franchise. You see familiar places and aliens that you've seen in the first movie, but you're also seeing new agents, new aliens, and new headquarters for these MIB agents, and they're traveling across the globe outside of the New York territory, which we're so familiar with the first 3 movies, and it just has that fine balance between the familiar and something new. And you also get that perfect blend of action and comedy, something you would expect in all the MIB films. It's that formula that they established in the first movie, and I thought it was entertaining and it was funny. I had a good time. And last good point is the CGI. I actually liked it in this movie, and this is one thing I enjoy seeing in these films, any sci-fi movie. Going as far back as the 97 movie, that's more than 20 years ago. Even then, looking back on it now, it's still impressive to watch. But just see them create these aliens, it's pretty impressive to me. And now for the bad, there are a few little irritations about this movie. One was that we all are aware that Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones are not in this movie. We knew that from the get-go. And when watching this movie, you feel that you're still missing them. At least I did. And Thompson and Hemsworth are a great pair. But what made Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith so memorable was that they were kind of like the good cop, bad cop, where Will Smith, he was the newcomer, he was the funny guy, and Tommy Lee Jones was more the serious type of guy, and their combo together, it was hilarious. Here you have both of them, they're both kind of the funny people, and Hemsworth is not really much of a mentor. He's just kind of, getting kind of lazy in his job in a way. And Tessa Thompson, she's a newcomer just like Will Smith is, and it's not a big deal. It's just something that I kind of miss because we were so used to seeing them in the first 3 movies. Going to Tessa Thompson's character again, this is something that I knew would happen with her character. Agent M, she goes by Molly, and she is a character that knew about aliens since she was a kid, and it took her like 5 minutes just to get recruited as an agent in this movie, and it was kind of annoying. With Will Smith, In the first movie, I think it was 20, 25 minutes for him to go through the whole process in order for him to become an agent and get his first mission. And with this movie, her character knew about aliens and the Men in Black since she was a kid. And she grew up knowing what these Men in Black looked like and tracked down the headquarters eventually. She meets Emma Thompson and she talks to her, and she pretty much convinces Emma Thompson that she can be an agent, and she just becomes one. She's under probation until she can prove that she's a good agent, but still she gets it just like that. And I just would have liked it if they would have paced that out a bit better, because that's the thing with this movie. The first few minutes kind of zooms real quick in order to get to the main part of the story. The other thing that's a storyline for this movie, the thing with the MIB films is that when they're telling these stories, you don't really figure out the motivation of it all till towards the end. And it's all about the action and the comedy. That's what they're all about. But sometimes you want to know what's going on. And with this movie, you don't really figure out the motivation of the villains till somewhere towards the end. And though I thought the villains were kind of cool, they were kind of forgettable because you didn't know why they were threatening everyone and what their motivation was. Those other aliens had fantastic action sequences, especially towards the end. I like the end, how the whole climax went. Though between these big scenes that are very memorable, there are a lot of scenes that kind of slowly pace themselves when it's just conversations between certain characters, even when it's between the two leads, which I love in this movie. There are parts I felt that could have been cut a little bit more in order for it to pick up faster. But I enjoyed this movie overall. I had low expectations for it, but I came out somewhat satisfied. But I want to know from you guys, what did you think? Tell me in the comments below if you loved it or if you hated it, if you plan on seeing it this weekend, if you want them to keep on making more MIB movies. I love to hear your opinions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a like if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to hear more reviews from me. You all have a great day. This is Ryan the Movie Guy saying I'll see you at the movies.